Alright, so this is History's Biggest Aura Farmers Part 2, because history is filled with even more real-life main characters. Please check out Part 1 if you haven't already. Some of these will be familiar names, but I hope you learn about some lesser-known figures. Alexander III of Macedon, known as Alexander the Great, created one of the largest empires in ancient history by the age of 30. Leading charges with this elite companion cavalry, he personally spearheaded decisive attacks. There was also that time where he was presented with a large ball of rope called the Gordian Knot, and was told if he could unravel it, he was destined to rule all of Asia. What did he do? Well, he took his sword and cut it in half. Another memorable moment is during his siege of Tyre, Alexander turned an island into a peninsula by building an almost kilometer-long land bridge, and it's still a peninsula to this day.
To this day!
He didn't even need to do it, it just shows the lengths that he would go to. Literally being thought of as the son of Zeus, his charisma and bravery inspired unwavering loyalty among his troops, and his habit of founding cities bearing his name ensured his legacy endured. Julius Caesar understood that power wasn't just about victory. His crossing of the Rubicon in 49 BCE was a calculated act of defiance, signaling the start of civil war. There was also that time where he was kidnapped by Sicilian pirates. They demanded a ransom of 20 talents, which Caesar flatly rejected, stating that the ransom was too low for someone like himself. He raised it to 50, his men paid the ransom, Caesar then went home, raised a fleet, and proceeded to capture the kidnappers, crucify them, and then take back his 50 talents. Even his assassination on the Ides of March became a moment of high drama, cementing his status in history. Facing imminent attack with limited troops, Zhuge Liang employed the empty fort strategy. He ordered city gates opened and calmly played his guqin on top of the walls, projecting confidence. The opposing commander, suspecting a trap, retreated. This man actually baited the enemy by being nonchalant. But while this account is popularized in the historical novel Romance of the Three Kingdoms, I will note that its historical authenticity is doubted. Vlad III, known as Vlad the Impaler, ruled Wallachia in the 15th century and became infamous for his brutal methods of punishing his enemies, most notably impaling them on long, sharp stakes. His reign was marked by psychological warfare tactics. These actions not only earned him the moniker Dracula, but also left a legacy of terror that has been immortalized in folklore and popular culture. Leonidas I, king of Sparta, is famed for leading a small force of Greeks, including his 300 Spartans, against the vast Persian army at the Battle of Thermopylae. His leadership and sacrifice became a symbol of courage and resistance. He has been immortalized as the epitome of bravery and the warrior ethos. Saladin was the first Sultan of Egypt and Syria. He was renowned for capturing Jerusalem during the Crusades and his honorable conduct towards his enemies. His leadership unified Muslim forces, and his reputation for chivalry earned him respect from both allies and adversaries. His fair treatment of conquered peoples and his diplomatic engagements exemplify the ideals of justice and compassion in leadership. On the other side of the coin during the Crusades, you had Baldwin IV, the leper king of Jerusalem, who ruled a crusader state under constant threat from 1174 to 1185. Despite developing debilitating leprosy as a child, losing facial features, extremities, and eventually sight, he repelled Saladin at Montjazard through tactical brilliance. While later cinematic depictions show him wearing a silver mask, historical records describe a ruler who gradually withdrew from public view as his condition worsened. His greatest achievement was navigating factional politics to preserve Jerusalem's independence until 2 years after his death. Richard I of England, known as Richard the Lionheart, earned his reputation through decisive military leadership during the Third Crusade. During the Siege of Acre in 1191, Richard the Lionheart, though severely ill, insisted on being carried to the front lines on a stretcher. From there, he used his crossbow to target enemy defenders atop the city walls, demonstrating unwavering leadership and determination despite his condition. This act not only bolstered the morale of his troops, but also exemplified his commitment to the Crusader cause. Rasputin was a peasant born in 1869 who rose to prominence as a mystic and faith healer in early 20th century Russia. His reputed ability to alleviate the symptoms of Tsarevich Alexei's hemophilia earned him significant influence over Tsar Nicholas II and Tsarina Alexandra. Despite multiple assassination attempts, including poisoning, shooting, and drowning, Rasputin's resilience became legendary, contributing to his enigmatic reputation. His controversial presence at court and mysterious death have fueled intrigue and speculation for over a century. Ernesto Che Guevara was an Argentine Marxist revolutionary who played a pivotal role in the Cuban Revolution alongside Castro. His commitment to guerrilla warfare and anti-imperialism made him a symbol of rebellion worldwide. The iconic photograph by Alberto Corda immortalized his image, cementing his status as a global revolutionary icon. Michael Jackson, born in 1958, revolutionized the music industry with his innovative sound and dance moves. Albums like Thriller and Bad broke records, while his signature moonwalk captivated audiences. His 1993 Super Bowl 27 halftime show is an aura-farming masterclass. He began by standing motionless for nearly 2 minutes straight, wearing his iconic military jacket and sunglasses as fireworks erupted around him. This deliberate stillness heightened the anticipation. It caused the crowd to erupt in cheers and some fans to faint from sheer excitement. Referred to as the Unkillable Soldier, Sir Adrian Carton de Viart was a British Army officer who served in the Boer War, World War I, and World War II. Over the course of his military career, he was shot in the face, head, stomach, ankle, leg, hip, and ear. He lost his left hand and an eye, but continued to fight, famously stating, "Frankly, I enjoyed the war." This man did not have PTSD, he had nostalgia. Srinivas Ramanujan, born in 1887 in colonial India, was largely self-taught and produced nearly 4,000 mathematical results, many of which were groundbreaking. His intuitive grasp of complex mathematical concepts, often described as divinely inspired, led to collaborations with prominent mathematicians like G.H. Hardy at Cambridge University. Specifically, he described receiving mathematical insights through visions of the goddess Namagiri. Nonetheless, his notebooks revealed methodical, proofwriting sessions. His final 1920 letter to G.H. Hardy contained conjectures on Mach theta functions that later unlocked breakthroughs in quantum physics, and his legacy endures as a testament to innate genius and perseverance. Marie Curie, born in 1867 in Warsaw, was the first woman to win a Nobel Prize, and remains the only person to have received Nobel Prizes in 2 different sciences. She won physics in 1903 and chemistry in 1911. This means she won 2 Nobel Prizes before women in the US were even allowed to vote. Her groundbreaking research on radioactivity not only advanced scientific understanding, but also paved the way for medical applications. Her unwavering dedication to science, even in the face of personal and professional adversity, continues to inspire generations. Miyamoto Musashi. Musashi was a masterless samurai, and he faced off against the renowned Sasaki Kojiro. Arriving late and wielding a wooden weapon, Musashi unsettled Kojiro, turning his opponent's reach advantage against him. Mind you, Kojiro was using a metal weapon. Musashi's unorthodox approach exemplified his strategic mind and led him to cement himself as a legend within samurai culture. And in his final years, he authored A Book of 5 Rings and The Path of Aloneness. Benkei, a towering figure of 6 foot 6 inches in 12th century Japan, was renowned for his immense strength and formidable presence. Edo period legends claim he famously challenged 999 samurai to duels on Kyoto's Gojo Bridge, collecting their swords as trophies. His 1000th duel was with Minamoto no Yoshitsune, whom he ultimately joined as a loyal retainer. In his final act, Benkei stood guard at a bridge, fending over 500 soldiers to protect his master. After slaying more than 300 adversaries, he was fatally shot with arrows, but remained standing until his death. This 300 kill last stand account originates from 14th century Gikeki folk tales, but contemporary accounts simply note he died defending Yoshitsune's retreat at Koromogawa. Hannibal. In 218 BCE, during the Second Punic War, Hannibal led his Carthaginian army, which included war elephants, across the Alps to invade Italy, a feat that astonished Rome. This audacious move demonstrated his strategic brilliance and remains one of history's most celebrated military achievements. Hannibal's ability to maintain cohesion among a diverse army and his tactical prowess in battles solidified his reputation as one of the greatest military tacticians and generals of Western antiquity. Cleopatra VII, the last active ruler of the Ptolemaic Kingdom of Egypt, famously had herself smuggled into Julius Caesar's presence, possibly concealed in a sack of bedclothes, to negotiate her position. This bold move solidified her political alliance with Caesar. Her intelligence, polyglot abilities, and political acumen allowed her to maintain Egypt's independence amid Roman expansion. Her dramatic life and relationships with powerful Roman figures like Mark Antony have made her an enduring symbol of allure and strategy. Boudica, queen of the Iceni tribe, led a major uprising against Roman occupation in Britain around 60 to 61 AD. Following the rebellion's suppression, historical accounts diverge, with some saying that she took poison to avoid captures and others saying that she fell ill and died. Nonetheless, her fiery speeches and fearless leadership turned her into a symbol of defiance. Even after her defeat, her legend inspired generations, with her being a British national heroine and a symbol of the struggle for justice and independence. Sitting Bull, a Hunkpapa Lakota Sioux holy man, is renowned for his leadership during the resistance against U.S. government policies. His most notable moment came at the Battle of Little Bighorn in 1876, where combined Native American forces decisively defeated General Custer's troops. This victory was a significant assertion of Native sovereignty and resistance. Sitting Bull's unwavering commitment to his people's rights and his role in uniting various tribes solidified his status as a symbol of resistance and resilience. I mean, just look at him, he exudes aura. Qin Shi Huang, born in 259 BCE, unified China in 221 BCE, establishing the Qin dynasty and becoming its first emperor. To legitimize his rule, he adopted the title Huangdi, combining Huang and Di, a term previously reserved for mythological figures. This title not only elevated him above the feudal Zhou kings, but also aligned his authority with divine sanction. He further solidified his divine right by commissioning the heirloom seal of the realm, a jade seal inscribed with the phrase, "Having received the mandate from heaven, may the emperor lead a long and prosperous life," symbolizing celestial approval to rule. And I mean, look at his mausoleum. He had a whole terracotta army. In 1324, Mansa Musa, the ruler of the Mali Empire, embarked on a pilgrimage to Mecca with an entourage reportedly numbering in the tens of thousands. His caravan distributed so much gold in cities like Cairo that it caused significant inflation that impacted the economy for years. His Hajj not only showcased Mali's prosperity, but also placed it prominently on world maps. Shaka Zulu revolutionized military tactics in southern Africa during the early 19th century. He introduced a short stabbing spear and the bullhorn formation, transforming the Zulu army into a formidable force and expanding his kingdom significantly. Shaka's emphasis on discipline, training, and innovation established a legacy of military excellence that influenced warfare in the region. Joan of Arc, born in 1412 in France, was a peasant girl who, claiming divine visions, led French forces to pivotal victories during the Hundred Years' War. Her leadership at the Siege of Orleans in 1429 was instrumental in turning the tide against English dominance. Captured and tried for heresy, she was burned at the stake in 1431 at the age of 19. In 1456, a posthumous retrial declared her innocent, and she was canonized as a saint in 1920, becoming a symbol of French unity and resilience. I do not condone or glorify the actions of Pablo Emilio Escobar Gaviria or any other narcotraficantes, but seek to educate his legacy in terms of history. Escobar, the notorious leader of the Medellin cartel, wielded immense influence in Colombia during the 1980s and early 1990s. His blend of ruthless tactics and strategic philanthropy earned him a complex legacy. His signature plata o plomo approach, offering officials a choice between bribery or violence, cemented his control over vast territories. Simultaneously, he invested in community projects, building houses and sports facilities, which garnered support among the impoverished. This duality fostered a cult of personality that persists in various forms, including media portrayals and controversial tourism in Medellin. Harald III of Norway, often hailed as the last great Viking king, epitomized the concept of aura farming through a life marked by extraordinary feats and indomitable presence. From his early days as a teenage warrior to his ascension as King of Norway, Harald's journey was characterized by relentless ambition and formidable prowess. His exploits extended beyond Scandinavia, serving in the elite Varangian Guard of the Byzantine Empire. He amassed wealth and experience that bolstered his claim to the Norwegian throne. Harald's dramatic invasion of England in 1066 AD, culminating in his death at the Battle of Stamford Bridge, not only showcased his audacity, but also marked the end of the Viking Age. His legacy endures as a testament to a leader whose life was a continuous display of power, charisma, and legendary status. Flamma was a Syrian-born gladiator in ancient Rome who achieved an extraordinary feat. He was awarded the rudis, a sword that symbolizes freedom 4 times, yet chose to remain in the arena. This decision was not due to necessity, but a profound commitment to the gladiatorial code and the pursuit of eternal glory. Ultimately, he died in the arena at the age of 30, a testament to his dedication to the spectacle of combat. During World War I, T.E. Lawrence, known as Lawrence of Arabia, coordinated guerrilla warfare with Arab forces against the Ottoman Empire. His tactics included surprise attacks and the use of camel-mounted raids, contributing significantly to the campaign's success. Lawrence's deep understanding of Arab culture and his ability to unite disparate tribes under a common cause amplified his legendary status. His writings and the subsequent film portrayal further cemented his image as a master of unconventional warfare. Liu Bu, a formidable warrior of the late Eastern Han Dynasty, was renowned for his unparalleled combat prowess and unpredictable allegiances. His most infamous betrayal was against his adoptive father, whom he killed to align with the powerful warlord Dong Zhuo. Later, persuaded by promises of power and perhaps disillusioned by the warlord's tyranny, Liu Bu turned against and assassinated him as well. His shifting loyalties weren't merely acts of treachery. They often stemmed from a desire to challenge himself against formidable opponents, seeking glory in adversity rather than assured victories. Despite losing sight in one eye in 1735 and becoming completely blind by 1766, Leonard Euler's mathematical output did not wane. He continued to produce groundbreaking work, dictating complex calculations and theories with unwavering precision. He introduced much of the modern mathematical notation and made significant contributions across fields such as calculus, mechanics, and number theory. Honestly, it's easier to list the areas of mathematics Euler didn't revolutionize, which is saying something. Cincinnatus. In 458 BCE, as Rome faced a dire threat from the Equi tribe, the Senate turned to Cincinnatus, a retired consul who had returned to farming. Found plowing his fields, he was appointed dictator to rescue a besieged Roman army. Accepting the role, Cincinnatus swiftly organized a relief force, defeated the Equi at the Battle of Mount Algidus, and liberated the trapped soldiers. Remarkably, just 16 days after assuming absolute power, he resigned his dictatorship and returned to his farm. This act of selfless service and humility became emblematic of Roman virtue and civic duty, inspiring leaders for generations to come. And I had to end it with the man himself, Diogenes, who was the original master of anti-aura that eventually became its own kind of aura, I guess. A founder of Cynic philosophy, he rejected materialism and social conventions with theatrical flair. He famously wandered Athens in broad daylight holding a lantern, claiming to search for an honest man. When Alexander the Great offered him anything he desired, Diogenes replied, "Stand out of my sunlight." Living in a barrel, owning nothing, and mocking the powerful, he turned radical simplicity into a spectacle of philosophical rebellion. Even Plato reportedly called him a Socrates gone mad. If you made it this far, name your favorite leader in history in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking time to watch this video.
Hooray!